Guess who's back?
You're now listening to Unapologetic, the podcast, with your two hosts, Trey and Reg, discussing any and everything unfiltered.
All right. What's good? Check 1, 2. Unapologetic podcast. Another episode. It's your two hosts, Dre and Reg. We got our first guest ever, Unapologetic alumni, Miss Neisha. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
You changed up some things since you was here last.
I know.
New intro, new outro. We trying to do some different things this year. Yep.
Got my nice little hoodie.
I see. Thank you for repping the home team.
Appreciate that. For sure.
I need a t-shirt now. It's about to be spring.
Absolutely. Yeah, you need one. I like that. What's up with you though? Since we last had you on the show.
I've been busy. So busy that I had to get some Adderall. Yeah. Yes, because I'm in school right now and, I'm trying to do the soap thing, still trying to be a mother. And it's like, I'd be in the bed at night trying to study and I couldn't because I had like 10,000 thoughts going through my head. So I had to get on some medication.
You're overdoing it. How's that COVID shot, the vaccine treating you?
Well, I didn't grow any superpowers. So I think I'm good.
Did you take the second series? The second shot?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I've been did that.
Did you get sick?
Yep. No.
No symptoms.
No symptoms, nothing. Like I actually forgot that other people haven't taken the vaccine until somebody said, "Did you get your COVID shot?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did get it."
So Dre, no lie, I was contemplating taking it. I'm like, might as well get this shit out the way.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm contemplating. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I might as well just take that shit and get out the way.
I mean, you might as well. There's nothing. Granted, I hear like, I'll look on social media and see people say like, oh, I took the vaccine and this happened to me and this happened to me. But out of 100 people that I know and I work with, nothing happened to them. And like, they're perfectly fine. So sometimes I question these stories that I see on Facebook because I'd be like, that shit didn't happen to all the people I work with. So I'm not saying that things don't happen to other people. I'm just saying that those cases are very, very rare. I don't know. Maybe everybody I work with is just fucking built to steal and shit just don't happen to them. I don't know.
Y'all got a different strand that y'all took. That's what it is.
Well, we took the Pfizer. And we were good.
Pfizer, ain't Pfizer? Don't they do Viagra too?
Of course, they do a lot of stuff. All the good stuff.
Blue diamonds.
And Viagra ain't never killed a nigga yet. So.
What's good with you, Dre?
man, slow motion, dog. Ready for this week to be over with. Tired. A little overwhelmed from what I had on my plate, man, as far as work goes. But shit, it ain't nothing new. Push on, man. Drive on. Keep pounding, doggy. Keep fucking pounding.
Speaking of keep pounding, what you think about Deshaun Watson for CM Christian McCaffrey?
This is what I think, man. As good as McCaffrey is, man, running backs come a dime a dozen. And you name me a running back that won a Super Bowl for his team, I'll wait. Mm-hmm. The thing about it is you got plenty of quarterbacks in history that have, I ain't gonna say necessarily single-handedly, but had they carry a bulk of the load as far as getting their teams to the Super Bowl. And ultimately that's what you want to do, man. So, hey, if it's time for CMC to go, man, hey, man, it is what it is. Deshaun Watson, hey.
I think the objective should be to keep them both. Well, to keep CMC. I can't let him go. I could
let him go because how many 2,000-yard season that man gonna have? Man, never do this again. Right. He'll never do it again, bro. I like McCaffrey, man. You know what I'm saying? I like it. However, you know what the life expectancy is or career expectancy is when it comes to running backs in the NFL,
right.
man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Give me the
Y'all
quarterback. Oh,
tiny.
Nah. Man, listen, these days going by fast. We already in mid-February. Days going by fast. Everything is flying. But my everyday routine has not changed one bit. I'm doing the same thing. The only thing's changed, my nephew here now, and I don't know. You know, I never realized how much of a change it is from going to like having your own space, doing your own thing, to having somebody else in the house again. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so used to, if I want to get up in the middle of the night and walk to the refrigerator naked and drink out the orange juice jug or something like that and just go back. Now, you know, you got to be self-conscious and whatnot. Like, oh, fuck, I got somebody else in the damn house. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm so much in love with my own space. Oh man, but
That's what's up. That's called being at
oh,
peace.
you'll be there. Listen, y'all, you'll be there. So you'll be there soon, Neisha. You'll be there soon. You got what, a year, 2 years?
Want to count down? Yeah. As a matter of fact, me and my daughter just had this discussion tonight. When I asked her about, I said, "Are you still going off to school?" It's like, please let her say yes. Please let her say yes. So finally, she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I'm still going to A&T." I was like, "All right,
Okay.
I can't wait."
A&T.
As in North Carolina, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Gonna
All
be a
right.
nurse like her mama.
Don't know.
Okay. All right.
Laura say the same, and she don't get out and flunk out. I mean, even if she does,
Yeah.
at least she went and got the experience. I went to a HBCU. I flunked out.
Listen,
But you got the experience.
let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. Greensboro, being as though I went to A&T, Greensboro is a different beast, man. All them college kids in one area. We're gonna put them skills to the test, mama, once you get there. We're gonna see.
See, that's what I'm afraid of.
We're gonna see. If you
like,
she gonna barbecue or she gonna meal me. We're gonna see.
Don't scare me, because she ain't me. I believe I probably was a little bit more mature than she was, and I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Get
Mama,
out there.
trust it, mom. You did a good job, mom.
I'm gonna start praying.
Yeah, you did a good job. But mature thing, that might be it, because my nephew, he's 19, right? We went grocery shopping. I just looked at the shit he put in the basket. I was like, "What you gonna eat?" "I'm gonna eat this. I'm good." I was like, "I mean, at least there's some pieces over here, like you can grab some pieces."
Right.
I'm like, so we get to the register. He got big ass box of Hot Pockets. He got a loaf of bread, peanut butter and jelly, 2 boxes of cereal, a gallon of milk. I asked him, I said, "What are you gonna eat?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just see, we eat Hot Pockets for like, you know, like this." But then I was talking to somebody else, and they was like, "I mean, remember when you was a teenager?" I was like,
yeah, right.
But then I thought about it, I was like, okay, I graduated 19. I moved out of my own place probably about 6 months after I graduated. But I was like, I was frying pork chop and cooking steak and shit.
Not me, not
spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But yeah. So the maturity, yeah. Like I was eating. I was eating. There wasn't no like Hot Pockets and pizza rolls and shit like.
Yeah, my daughter eat pizza rolls. Yeah, she don't even eat like oodles and noodles and stuff like. So like when I went to college, I survived off the ramen noodles, but now my daughter, she was like, "Ugh, that's nasty." So I'm like, "Well, what you gonna eat then?" "I'm gonna just make me a sandwich."
Because you
or she eat like those. Yeah, she eat like those cans of Campbell gumbo soup. Yeah, she like them. And bagel bites.
Oh man. Hey, so just to get started a little bit, touch on how do y'all feel about your former president being acquitted?
I kind of expected it, to be honest with you. I'm just tired of us talking about this nigga. I'm ready for him to just be done. I understand why we even, did the whole impeachment trial, but at this point, just let him go away. Like, I honestly and truthfully do not believe that he will run again. I don't. And even if he did, because of, in another 4 years, this country would not be in the same place that we are right now. I mean, hell, we don't even know if we're going to want Biden in another 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So this country, the only thing that I will say is that we are forever changing, and that our mindset and opinions about things constantly change. So I know that he did have a very strong fan base, but that fire got put.
No, strong ain't the word. I'm pretty sure he still has a.
It's very cult-like, but I don't believe that he'll ever get back to where he was. Because I feel like a lot of Republicans turned against him after they did that whole little Capitol thing. They were shamed. White folks was embarrassed.
They did, and they were, but I don't put nothing past white supremacy.
True. That's true.
And for all we know, his backing might get stronger just because recruiting and the way they felt like he probably because there's a lot of people feel like he was done wrong on his way out.
Yeah.
This country is so ass backwards and just, I don't know, it's weird as fuck.
Ain't they?
The way we glorify shit like that, like is. But I don't know. I kind of expected it to go a little longer than 2 or 3 days. Oh, he's acquitted, and boom, and but then after that, we get we think he's fully 100% responsible for what happened, XYZ, blah blah blah. Well, why the fuck was he acquitted so fast?
Right.
So you're gonna acquit him, then come back and say we think he's fully responsible for what happened. Oh, but whatever. I mean,
Listen, man.
Welcome to America.
I'm not surprised one bit at what happened either, man. At the end of the day, America is driven off of crooks, and that's the biggest crook there is in America. So, I'm not surprised at all, man. Money talk, bullshit walk. You understand? And I'm gonna leave it at that. That's just my view on it. Ain't no play. I can't give you the play-by-play. I'm gonna say those two things. America's ran by crooks. Money talks, bullshit walks. And to comment on it, I think he's gonna run again.
You think so?
I do think he's gonna run again. I do think that in the minds of some of America, that they are waiting on the opportunity to be back at the forefront of what they feel like them being on top and what he stands for, and him being on top, him being the commander in chief. You'll be surprised. They are going to make a huge, in my opinion, I don't know, they are going to make a huge push for this man.
Right.
To be back.
You know what I find quite interesting about the Republican and Democratic Party is that y'all have 4 fucking years to find this candidate for your party. And like, y'all couldn't find shit. Y'all couldn't find not one good stand-up American to represent your party.
They keep shitting on
that's to me.
Is there such thing in the politics game?
Well, you know what? There'll never be another Obama, but that nigga was pristine. He was top tier. Well, but I am pretty sure that there are some other outstanding Americans that, you know what I'm saying, are good. I understand, like me and Reggie were talking before previously about you having to have some type of law background or either have been in Congress or Senate. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, we couldn't find nothing? Nowhere?
Listen, I
there's no good lawyers around here, good judges. that could have ran, you had to fucking pick Trump. Like, I just
no, yeah, that's what they want. Look what he represents. Look what he represents. He represents American apple pie. American is he represents apple pie. That's what they want. America is supposed to be. I don't even want to talk about this too much longer, but so I'm gonna say this real quick. I was in Clubhouse today, right? And me and my homegirl was like, she just like was she created a room just to see how it worked. And I got a notification. So I was like, what's she talking about? I jumped in, and then there was this other girl from Europe that jumped in. But she was Palestinian and I want to say Israeli, and she was mixed, but was raised in Germany. Right. So she was just talking. I think thank you guys for letting me in here. You know, I'm working on my English or whatever else. And you know, she was asking us a lot of questions. So her picture was different than who she was. She said, okay, this picture isn't me, is the cover art of a song or whatever else. And so I asked her, I'm like, so are you black? Well, I asked her what her skin color is. And she said, well, my skin color is normal. Okay, so what does normal mean? Normal means supposedly by the world standards, especially US standards, normal means fair color skin.
Okay.
That's why Trump running again, having support again, does not surprise me at all, because white is supposed to be normal. Anything, even so, you mentioned B.O. I love B.O., but there's not a lot he did for us either. He was a great representation. He there's no dirt on his name. Great family man, great family values, everything. But when you look at the politics wise, great speaker too. But when you look at everything else, I mean, there's a lot.
But some of it wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
like
I get it.
The agendas that he tried to push got knocked down. You know what I'm saying? Like
why?
And
because it favored black people. But those agendas for gays, lesbians, whether LGBT community with all the other acronyms, and you know, those agendas were pushed. But we're not gonna politic people.
You know, I'm not ready quite to talk about this, but I'm gonna mention it. But if you have like small children, check out this display that Disney Plus is putting on. It's a little blurb that they post before they show like certain movies. I was like, my daughter, she showed it to me, and it was like a Peter Pan. She's getting ready to watch Peter Pan, and it was basically like a whole little blurb about we're sorry this movie may show, and you know, things of another culture we're trying to represent, even though we may not agree. It was like this whole little speech. And Jada was like, when did Disney get so political? I was like, they've been political. And they trying not to lose that money.
So Dre, interesting topic. You I think you had brought up it was about the weather.
All right.
So it kind of led me to maybe you was thinking conspiracy theories.
So
what's going on in the world today?
I don't necessarily. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. But you know, for years it's been talks of, you know, the weather being controlled by, you know, humans. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so I was just wondering what the general consensus was on that. And the reason why is because it's very, very weird to see. I just looked on my phone the other night, and for me to see that it is 40 degrees in Hampton, Virginia, but it's 12 degrees in Jackson, Mississippi, like that is crazy. You know what I mean? And I understand Mother Nature is a motherfucker, man. Okay, she's undefeated. I get it. But is she though? Is it just her? You know what I'm saying? That's why I put that in there. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit going on, man. I talked to my mom last night. She was telling to one of her former co-workers is literally in Texas, in Dallas, is literally trapped in their own home because they have an electric fence around their house. They are literally trapped on their own compound.
Okay.
Right. So, and I just think about that type of stuff, and some people say that, again, like the weather is controlled by, someone else or people or whatever, and I want to know what you thought about it. And now we got Neisha on here. She can chime in too, I hope. So I don't know for sure, man. It's hard to tell with today. I really don't know.
Yeah. It's funny because I do feel, to a certain degree, I really do feel that the government is capable of some type of, weather control. Do I feel like they used it in Texas? It's funny, I got family in Texas and Mississippi, and I know that it snowed, and I know that they are without power. And so my only thing is like, what would be to gain to do that? You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. Right. But at the same time, the reason why I say I do believe the government has some, type of weather control system to a certain extent is I end up in these weird groups, and in this one particular group right now, they are talking about how nobody talks about how the glaciers are melting. And then they have predicted, it was like 2040, that they're all going to be completely melted. So the government is trying to figure out how to preserve them so that they don't melt so rapidly, because if they do, it's like catastrophe. It's like the end of fucking earth, almost. It's like the process and start of it. So you would think like, well, actually, if we know the problem now, what are we doing to be proactive against it instead of being reactive when it happens? Because once fucking ice melts, you can't freeze it back, but you can try to preserve an ice cube by putting it in the freezer. So why would you not create a machine or something to make it freeze? And I think that they have some shit like this going on. The reason why is because I didn't know that it's certain places of the Antarctica and the South Pole that you can't go to. It's off limits. Absolutely. Because the government owns it.
Absolutely.
And I didn't know that. I was like, I thought that shit was weird. Like, who owns it? Like, why? It's free territory. Why are you not just allowed to be like, hey, I'm gonna fucking go there and visit, So I think that's very, very interesting. But, we supposed to be dumb. We supposed to be watching Love and Hip Hop, not supposed to be questioning shit like this.
I'm not there yet. I do think, I don't know, the weather is weird. There's a whole lot of shit going on. But I'm not quite there yet, far as in, do I think it's some kind of, other shit going on, or maybe the government's controlling it. But shit is starting to look funny.
It's global.
Funny.
So it's global warming. That's not okay. So it's global warming for you, Reggie. It's global warming thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can say that. I mean, I'm of the mind frame right now that just like, so when I first got back from Kuwait back in 2010, it snowed real. I was in South Carolina. It snowed real bad throughout the whole South. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, like it was like it really, like that was the most snow I think that has been seen in like decades. And it hadn't even, we hadn't even seen that, weather since then. I think that's the last time it really like snowed in this area like that.
Right.
And then in 2016, the whole Southeast flooded. Like damn, like Fayetteville got fucked up. South Carolina, where I was at, like it flooded, got fucked up. Like is it by chance all this stuff is happening? Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just not there yet. I'm not there yet. And probably because I haven't like really dug deep into a lot of this other stuff. But when someone told me that it was supposed to be 3 degrees in Killeen Sunday, I was like, whoa, like hold on now. That shit don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? But
I think a lot of, like you said, if it isn't the government is You know, I hate to be religious, but God is trying to really get somebody attention. Mother Nature is like, hey, y'all don't control, you know what I'm saying? Because you think about this, like Florida, I kept thinking like, oh, we're gonna get a hurricane this year. We got a hurricane last year, like not talking about it. Florida didn't even get hit. And it's like disasters are happening in other places where we normally expect disasters to happen. They're not happening.
Okay.
I just find that real strange.
Now, speaking, hey, when it's snow in Miami, then I'm ready to talk. When it's snow in Miami.
True.
Look, last Monday was like 40 down there now.
I bet, but I'm definitely ready to talk. Miami it gets
40
low,
though?
but I think it got close to that when I was stationed there. But I mean, shit, when it hit 70 degrees, we was like, oh my God, like, oh,
because you're acclimated.
what's going on? Yeah, but yeah.
But 40 though, I saw a picture of Gucci and them boys had on minks in Florida. Come on, dog.
Yeah. So we got a whole slew of things. We got B.Simone, we got Kevin Samuels, and we got Lori Harvey and Boosie going on right now. So we're gonna try to roll all this up into, because it's kind of, I don't know, hidden in the same areas, relationship wise and all that other shit. What Neisha? Because I know you have a lot of thoughts.
All right, let's hit the whole Boosie and Lori Harvey, because that's fresh on my mind. I had this conversation earlier today. So I seen a chick, I don't know who she was speaking on how she was basically going against what Boosie said about Lori. And I agree with her to a certain extent, and I also agree with Boosie. The female was saying that just because Lori Harvey wasn't on social media crying over a nigga, and she was moving on, she was doing her thing, that people basically hated to see an independent woman progressing and being happy. So did I kind of agree with what she said? Yeah, kind of. But you got to look at where Lori Harvey came from. Her mama was a hoe. I hate to say that, but her mama was a hoe.
I don't know.
And well, I kind of did a little research about it. And her mama, she dated a drug dealer before Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She actually dated Steve. What was it? His friend, his cousin. Some kind of way they was intertwined in there.
Okay.
So I feel like her mother has been schooling her. She's a little smarter than the rest of these hoes. So she can be a little bit selective. She ain't out here just trying to be anybody baby mama, because she had the opportunity to do that when she was dating Puffy. She didn't do that. She didn't want to be another one of Future's baby mamas. So she's real selective about her coochie. But to be as young as
hold on. When you say selective about it, what do you mean?
Like, as far as like getting pregnant. I'm talking about as far as getting pregnant. I ain't talking about like who she let hit. Yeah. But Boosie has said, that he wouldn't marry her because she basically ran through. And he was saying like, he wouldn't want his daughter to be doing the same thing, blah, blah, blah. And he has a point. As, I would expect my daughter's father to feel the same way. Of course, Reggie, you got a daughter. You would be like, yeah, y'all would probably sleep with Lori too. But is she marrying type? I don't know. I don't know what y'all standards are. But another part is this. Lori is no different than a lot of average females. Average females that are her age probably done slept with about the same amount of niggas as well. The difference is she's in the public's eye and they're not. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people are quick to judge her because, oh, she done talk to this nigga, she done talk to this nigga, and this, that, and the third, or whatever. But it's I know some females that done the same things. Nobody's out here pointing fingers at them. So kudos to Lori for like, being safe about it. At least she ain't out here just having babies trying to be future baby mama number 8. But I feel like her mother is schooling her, telling her like, hey, don't have a baby for that one. You need to wait till you bag the right one.
I don't know.
So this is what I think about it, man. And this goes for her, it goes for Kim Kardashian, it goes for Khloe Kardashian, or any of these women, right? Like at the end of the day, I'll agree with you, Neisha. I hear what Boosie was saying. You know what I mean? The woman that you want, yeah, you do want her to be a mystery to other people, other men. You do want her to be a mystery to other men. But let's just be honest about this thing, man. Okay, how old is this young lady? Mid-20s?
Yeah.
Mid-20s, right? And we know her, as far as we know, that she's been involved with 4 to 5 people in the industry, right?
More than that. Boosie called out about 9, didn't
he? So wait, it was one of Puffy's son, Future, the race car guy,
Akon's brother.
Yeah. And then
Michael B. Jordan. And there was
somebody else.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so
that was all in a year's time frame or something like that.
All right, so listen, so granted, all right, so how about this? First off, I don't know Lori Harvey. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what she's doing with these people. I don't really give a shit what she's doing with these folks. No. But what I will say is that, all right, she's mid-20s. The young girl is living her life, man. You know what I mean? Like, we kicking in the nuts about what she got going on, and she's a young girl. Understand what I'm saying? She's trying to figure out, listen, most people, not just women, people don't know who they are at 25. At 25, you're having fun. Think about what you were doing at 25. I know what I was doing at 25. So it's like, and I'm a man, and I get what who's saying. She's a woman, and it should be some type of mystery. But out of hey, I'm not going to apologize. But if I offend Unapologetic Nation, I'm unapologetic and unfiltered. But what I'm saying is, if you think about back when you were 25 years old, right? And you take 5 women and you take 5 men. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take 5 women, I'm gonna take 5 men, right? Out of them 5 people that you know, how many of them can you consider a smut? Half of them at least. And it's like that only because at the end of the day, you know what's going on with them. But does that really, just because this woman is talking and her stuff is out in the media, man. We don't know what this woman is doing. We don't know if she busted it open for these people. We don't know. Only one can assume. But guess what? On the back end of it, if somebody see me and Neisha out, they're gonna say, oh, Dre probably banging her out. And then next week or 2 weeks later, they see her out with Reggie. Then it's, oh, she the unapologetic thought. You know what I'm saying? We don't, but in all actuality, we just cool. We don't know, man. And that's the problem with folk these days in social media. How I feel about that social media shit, but we don't know, man. Let that woman live, dog. That woman do what she want to do, man.
I seen, so I was looking at something real quick, and they were saying like a lot of females are talking about, Lori Harvey is goals and stuff like that. So
it should be goals. Have fun. Live your life, have fun. You don't want to be tied down to nobody. Then what do you do? When you don't want to be tied down, what do you do? As a woman, if you don't want to be tied down, you date. You want to be courted.
Right.
And you feel like you need to make your decision. You feel like you need to make your choice. And if it ain't right, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, Neisha. Oh, my bad.
You're fine.
But that's what you do. That's what normal women do. She's in the media, so she ain't supposed to do that.
Yeah. I mean, by all means, baby girl, do what you want to do who you want to do. I think, like, as you said, and I want to sum this up quick because I'm not that interested in Lori Harvey. I don't want to spend 10 minutes talking about her, not even 5 minutes. But I just think the difference is because she's in the public eye. And everything you do is magnified. And then you got these guys that actually so I don't know what is actually circulating in those small circles that they mess around in. So her dating pool is tremendously small compared to yours, Neisha. So anything she does is like 10 times bigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, she can do anything she want to. I'm for it. I mean, I'm for your sexual freedom and all that other good stuff. But I do think I just think it's the double standard that we have, just period in general, because it's encouraged for men to have this sleep around phase where they try to get as many bodies or whatever as they can, and that's glorified, whereas to women it's different. I mean, me in particular, I don't want to know whoever I'm entertaining or dating. I don't want to know everybody she's been with. I don't even care to ask this woman how many people she slept with, what's your body count, all that. I don't care about none of that stuff. And I mean, so me and Dre, our pool is a lot bigger than even the guys that she's sleeping with, because they're only sleeping with the entertainers and stars for we know. But so Dre is my homie. I'm not sleeping with anybody. I'm not entertaining anybody he's messed with. Period. Like that, but that in those circles that those guys travel in, that is the norm for them. That's the norm for them. They are recycling the same women over and over again. I mean, you just adding one to the mix here and there. You got the Kardashians in there. You're gonna add the what's her name, Amber Rose in there. Okay, now Lori Harvey's in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the same, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 females in there. But whatever. Do what you want to, Lori Harvey, with your pussy. I'm not getting it, so whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. I just think they need to leave the little girl alone. I think she's a cute little girl. I like her with Michael, and I think they make a cute couple. I hope she don't fuck it up. I hope she stay. But just because we think they look good together don't mean that they're compatible. They seem to have a good chemistry together, so I wish her the best.
Hey, and to end this, hey, if Michael B. Jordan a simp, let him be a simp. Hey, all niggas ain't built.
Why you gotta be a simp?
I said if he is a simp, let him be a simp. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. If he is a simp, let him be a simp. I mean, that's him. But so is B.Simone and Kevin what's his name? Kevin Samuels, they telling the truth?
About what?
Anything they talking about?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you about B.Simone, man. I'm gonna talk about B.Simone, man. So I heard what she was saying the other day about how women are saying that they want this man, but they can't do this. So, women want this, but they aren't bringing this to the table, right? Mm-hmm. I get it. I understand. That's your personal preference. It is what it is, man. That's what you think. That's what you think. But you can't sit back and talk about or tell somebody that, they're wrong for having their preference. So, because at the end of the day, like I always say, or I took from a great lyricist by the name of Joe Budden. Sometimes when you shoot from the stars, we shoot for the stars, you're gonna jam. So, so there's nothing wrong with aiming for the highest, the top, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's your preference. That's your preference. If you are what society says is mediocre, but you want to deal with the high roller, then that's your prerogative. It is what it is. It don't mean it's gonna happen. But if that's what you want to do, that's where you want to live, how you want to live your life, then go ahead on. Mm-hmm. But B.Simone is the same person that says she ain't rocking with nobody with no 95. So that means that because you feel like that's below you. So how can you say that somebody is wrong for shooting for the stars and you saying you won't hit the bottom of the barrel? No, that's being a hypocrite.
Uh-huh. Well, so I get what she's saying. So me, to start it off, I agree with her. I get what she's saying. She's in
which part though, Red? Because she said she was on two different sides of the fence, though.
Well, so
she said both of the things that I said. She said both of those.
Mm-hmm. But
she said she won't date below her, but then she said that it's not okay to date above. So which one is, you know what I mean? Which one is?
So the part is, so this is how I interpret it. These women put a lot of women put standards on men, or you know, that they don't put on themselves.
True.
I agree with that 100%. So a woman would say, "Oh, I'm not gonna fuck with him. He don't got 6 figures in his account. Well, you know, he's not making 6 figures. That nigga's 5'8", 5'9". I'm looking for 6'2". He a big boy. I can't fuck with him. But as a man, say something about a big girl. Them niggas gonna kill you.
But it's still preference.
Yeah, it's preference, and you can have your preference. You can have your preference. I believe, you know, I'm saying you can have your preference, but okay.
But what if your preference?
Why can't men have standards? Why can't men have standards?
No, men do have standards.
We do, but when we have standards, it's considered baseless. It's considered a whole bunch of other shit. I.e., like I said, if you don't like big girls, if you have they're gonna say you have something against big girls. You can't say, "Oh, she's a little too big for me."
Who can't say it? Bullshit.
You can say it, but guess what?
I'm fucking with you. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, guess what? Society's going to kill you.
So at the end of the day,
you can't say I'm 6'2". I'm only gonna date a woman that's around my height. So everyone under 6'2", 5'5", or whatever else gonna get killed. Like,
it's all about preference, man.
Yeah. My thing with what B.Simone said is this. She said some good points, but some of the shit she said, you can't pay that no attention. And my thing is this: you could be a female out here living in receiving food stamps, living in, you know, Section 8 housing with no job and 3 different baby daddies, and you got 3 little kids, and then you be out here talking about you don't like boy that stay in apartment B next door to you because he in the same situation as you. You want a nigga that's, you know, got 6 figures with no kids.
And that's how it came across to me.
And got a 700 credit score, but yet you don't have none of those things. So it's okay if that's your standard and somebody trying to tell you, hey, you might want to fix yourself before you out here looking for a dude to uplift you. You know, as Bianca said, let me upgrade you. Mm-hmm. Because your standard, that nigga that might be having 6 figures and that may have an 800 credit score with no kids may not want you because you live in the projects. Right. You got 3 kids. You ain't got no job. You ain't got 6 figures. And better yet, he might not even like a sister. He might like some little foreigner or some little white chick. So you got to be careful about your standards because your standards might not want you.
Right. And you can have standards. You can have standards.
You can have standards. But don't set them so high when my thing is this: if you're gonna prepare your own table, make sure that your ass can bring some shit to the table.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you need to be able to present some groceries as well. And I'm not talking about no fucking oodles and noodles. Right. You need to be, if you got steak, let me bring the shrimp, you know, and that's just how I feel. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong if I tell you, hey, I ain't got the steak nor the shrimp, but I can bring the potatoes and the gravy, you know what I'm saying, to go to complement with what you got. And if that's cool with you, that's what's cool with you. And this whole conversation we're talking about leads into another conversation that we're going to hit on. And that is, why are Black people so hard to love? And it's because we have all these fucking standards.
Well, so I think the sentiment is, I'm shitting on you and you in the same category as me.
Right.
I'm telling you, you not good enough for me.
Right.
and we in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I can have standards and I can have preferences, but who am I to tell you, oh, you ain't worth dating because you got a, let's say if I drove a Nissan Sentra, oh, you drive a Nissan Sentra. Well, nigga, you got one too. Why the fuck? I don't date women that drive Nissan Sentras, and I got one. You know what I'm saying? We in the same boat, but my preference ain't that. So who am I to tell you you ain't good enough for me? Yeah. And that's kind of what I took from it.
That's what I took from it too. Yeah.
I hear you, man. All I'm saying is though, and I'm not trying to change y'all mind, Again, it's all about preference. We can't tell. I'm not here to tell nobody what they do is right or wrong.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And it ain't their place to tell nobody, her or Kevin Samuels, for that point, to tell somebody if they right or they wrong, because that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
If that's what make you go to sleep at night, that's what you want to aim for, dog. Now, I ain't saying shun nobody. Now, let's be clear. I ain't saying shun no.
So I think that's the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Be clear now. I ain't saying look down on nobody. But hey, if that ain't your cup of tea, okay, got that motherfucking, hey, bro. You know what I'm saying? I really want that motherfucker with that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's something, that's your preference. I was just saying, like,
people want what they want.
If guess what? B.Simone ain't going, not that I find her attractive at all, because I don't, but B.Simone ain't going for nobody like me or like Reg. Why? Because we don't
that same financial category, bracket or whatever. But so we I think we're all saying the same thing. We agree on the same things. It's just you're focused on the preference thing, which I completely agree with you. Everybody has their own preferences, their likes and their dislikes. But I don't necessarily think me having my preferences, I should talk down on Neisha because
I know you should talk down.
She ain't necessarily my preference.
So I will say this. As a female, as a single female, a lot of times I used to tell people, what people would say, well, what are you looking for in a person? And then I would tell them what I want. And I am adamant when I would say, well, I want a Black man and I want him to look like this, or I want him to have this, Then the first thing people would tell me was, oh, well, you're limiting your options. You should keep your options open. Maybe you should, consider dating outside your race. Well, here we are again about preference. My preference is a Black man. Hey, I didn't say nothing about I wanted an Asian or a white boy.
It's one thing
I said I wanted a Black man. But sometimes your preference can limit you. I probably could be happily married, and John Boy probably could be over here taking care of me, and life and things would be wonderful, and we could be listening to soft rock and country music.
Shout out to
and
John.
live a happy life with our 3 dogs. But that ain't what I want.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm not budging on.
But see, there's some females out here ain't budging. They want a baller. They want a nigga with a Beamer or a Benz, Bentley, and he gotta make 6 figures.
So the thing is, they can
7 inches or longer.
They can have those preferences too, and I'm all for it. I'm
at your own discretion.
But don't at your own discretion, and don't shit on my guy next to me because he ain't what you looking for. You know what I'm saying? And y'all in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Don't shit on him. and then don't talk bad about niggas because you ain't finding that nigga that you looking for because you not in his bracket. Because he ain't looking for because a lot of these motherfuckers ain't dipping below their bracket to wife you.
Yep.
But and another thing is, if you're starting off with materialistic things, you already lost.
True.
Somebody said it.
Yeah.
Anywho, hey, why are Black people so hard to love? Why do we put that title on each other?
Because we got all this shit right here going on.
Because you don't never hear white people, Asian people, Hispanic people say that I've never heard a white man tell me, man, it's so hard to love a white woman, man. I can't. I sometimes I want to give up on them and just date a Black girl, but nah. You never hear white people say that. You always hear Black people say that, man, man, I'm about to give up a Black girl, a sister. Man, I'm about to give up on my brothers. I can't, but I feel like I'm about to give up on my brothers. Or I know Black dudes that don't even date Black girls, Black women. You never hear other races say shit like that.
I think it's about accountability, man. And the reason why I say accountability is because, you know what? Sometimes you can't help who you're attracted to. You can't help who you love in some cases, some instances. But guess what? If a pattern comes about, I'm just speaking on you saying, Reg, how, Black men and women say, hey, they're gonna go outside their race, right? But you're going outside your race because you keep on doing getting the same type of person. You know, you can't do the same thing, expect different results. So
you know what they call that? Insanity.
Insanity, exactly. So you know, you got to take some form of accountability. If you keep on messing with the dope boys, you think that this dope boy is going to be Prince Charming. No, he's going to be out here fucking these hoes.
You're going to get the same results.
And he's going to trick off. And guess what? The next one is he might pay you a little bit more attention, but 8 times out of 10, he's going to be, I don't know, fucking these hoes and tricking off. So, you know, you got to be accountable. You know, it's accountability, man. What are you gonna do different? You don't necessarily have to go outside your race. No, you need to go outside of your comfort zone as far as the caliber of person that you're dealing with, not the caliber of race, the caliber of person that you're dealing with. I'm all for black love. Don't get it fucked up, but it's about the caliber of person that you're rocking with, not the race, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't got shit to do with it, dog. Cause guess what? White boys fuck off on their women too, bro. Asian, hey, guess what? We all want to get wet, okay? So,
a new set of buns, huh?
You feel me? Like we all want to, man. So it's not about that. It's about the caliber of person that you're dealing with, that you are allowing in your life. That's just my spin on it.
My take is that I feel the reason why we have so many relationship problems in the Black community is because even though some of us are raised out of love, a lot of us are raised off of, survival. And we see things differently than white people. White people take chances, they take risks. Black people ain't about that.
Well, so
Black people are, even when it comes,
Let me stop you real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, but you do have Black people that are raised off of love, and then you have Black people that are raised off survival. So some are more fortunate than the others. Yeah. So do they mix? How is them dating each other?
So I think that they do, but I think that it causes problems in relationships and down the road. Because if, say for instance, I was raised in a 2-family household and I was shown and I seen love between my parents, and then I'm dating you and you were raised off of survival, we're gonna have conflict issues in our relationship because I don't know how to effectively communicate with you and you don't know how to communicate with me as well. And it's gonna be certain things that I expect from you because that's how I was raised and the model that I seen was from my parents. And I'm like, well, he don't act like my daddy. He don't do the things that my daddy did for my mama. And even though you're your own man and you shouldn't be my father, there are still some things and dynamics in every family, in every household that still should be the same. And when you don't know how to do that because you were raised off of survival, then you're gonna have issues. And a lot of it comes down to communications. And like I said, and even risk, even finances. Black people typically, like white people, they live off of the wish, just, let's, random shit, just wake up, let's do this, or I just took a chance and let's do it. Black people are not doing that. I'm not gonna marry you if I got X, Y, and Z unless we sign a prenup. I ain't trying to share this, then, and the third with you. What if shit don't go? It's too many what ifs for us. So we don't take those same chances that white people take. White people typically marry people based off of their character. I'm sorry. Black people, how many Black people honestly, straight up marry off of character? It's as you said, your preferences come first, then character. What she looked like, how she dressed. White people do not be fucking dressing. They shop at Kmart, Walmart, Target, you know what I'm saying? I see them all the time when they come in there. Billy Bob will marry Susan's fat ass and she is 300 pounds and he don't give a fuck. He gonna love her. He gonna take care of her.
You've been looking at all them damn white kids. Military couples too much.
Right.
White military.
He gonna take care of all of her kids and she's gonna feel like a queen. And she gonna come in there with her privileged ass and be and come in there talking to me any kind of way. You know why? Because she is loved. She feels safe. And her husband takes care of her and her children. Meanwhile, my single ass is at work. taking care of her.
So, okay.
It makes me angry when I think about it.
but
Right.
no, I think man, there's so much to unpack on that. But I think is not as deep as we make it, because like you said, I think we go a whole lot deeper and want more and more and more, far as, and we start to trying to kind of stack the deck when we're looking for somebody else. Like, we don't want I guess we put more things before love.
Yeah.
Like things that, like, some of the things that shouldn't even matter. What somebody credit score is,
Right.
how tall they are, what color their skin is. Oh, I don't like light skinned guys. You ever heard a white man say, "Oh, she's a little too tan for me. She's been in the tanning salon too long. I'm not going to mess with her." You heard a white girl ever say that? John is a little too golden for me. I'm not. No, like, oh, he's too light for me. He's too dark for me. He's not tall enough. Oh, I only like guys with men with beards. Man, her ass ain't fat enough for me. Blah blah blah. So we put a whole bunch of other stuff,
As a Black woman in the United States right now, your ass gotta be slim in the waist with a fat ass, a nice rack. You know, you can't be too mouthy, but you need to be independent. You need to have a decent credit score. You can't have a whole bunch of kids. Can't have different baby daddies. You can't be done. Been ran
right
through.
I don't think none of these niggas
You gotta have a decent job. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much pressure as a Black woman to me, and not only just us, but Black men too. I'm telling you, y'all want us to. Oh, she can't be homely. She got to be able to know how to dress. She got to be able to wear heels. We need to be a porn star in the bedroom. You got to know how to cook.
No,
like,
hey, I'm gonna have to disagree with you respectfully. I'm gonna have to, but I know you're a woman, and that might just be regional. That might be where you're at in that location, maybe. But I don't know too many niggas caring about a woman's credit score. But I'm pretty sure it is when they're feeling like they got something. I don't know, but some of the other things I can't agree with you, far as in the aesthetics, the chest, the waist, the butt, and kids. I do know a lot of niggas that like, but I never get that. I never understand why men telling women that ain't nobody gonna want them because they got 3 kids by 2 different baby fathers. Like, that shit don't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's horse shit.
Absolutely.
You know why? Because Black Twitter talks about Black women the most. And that is a lot of, in our culture, these and even those, like you're saying, nah, y'all don't expect that. These are the things that the people talk about on Twitter and social media. Oh, nobody wants somebody with all these, people be posting stupid ass challenges. Like, I bet, all my kids got the same baby daddy. I bet y'all can't share this. What the fuck? Like, white people don't share shit like that. White people are not out here posting stupid ass shit like that.
That goes back to what I'm saying. Like, far as what we do, like our culture versus the other ones, like our expectations and these criterias and preferences that we're putting out there, like nobody else is putting these things. So I think that's why dating is a lot easier for those other cultures. Dating and marriage, for that fact, is a lot easier because they are more looking at your character, who you are, and how you love them, versus we're putting a whole bunch of other stuff in front of the character. Like, a white man, and you work with a bunch of military. Dre is in the military. I'm in the military, so we know. Like I know a lot of white guys, and we have had functions, and they brought their wife to the function, and she might have been about 500 pounds, warts on her face, and everything. And I'm like, God, you know what I'm saying? But they happily in love. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But let that be a Black man. They gotta be, you know what I'm saying? He might not even bring his wife to the thing if she ain't like the most gorgeous thing.
Right.
But even these white dudes treat that 500-pound girl with the water on her nose and the half closed eye like she is a Rapunzel.
Right.
So I mean, I I think that goes, like I said, into that whole dynamic to where we put a whole bunch of other stuff in front of the love factor, or how they treat me factor, or what type of person they are, what are their character.
Agreed, big dog. Agreed. I agree with you, big dog.
Dre, I'm telling you, Dre, you've been to many functions and the white homie done brought a woman in there and you like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He got her out of.
You know what else I think too? In addition to that, white people do a lot, you know, sometimes we think about stuff, activities that we do, and people say, that's what white people do, like camping and shit is a prime example. How many black people you know go camping? And so white people meet other white people and be like, we have the same interests and hobbies. And then when you start thinking about what are black people's interests and hobbies?
Should be anything.
What is it one thing that our culture does that we are known for besides having barbecues, drinking and playing cards and dominoes?
Trap and paint.
We can name several things, hobbies that, right, trap and paint, right, trap and paint, yeah. But when you start thinking about white people
house parties, block parties,
they go surfing, they go snowboarding.
Oh my!
You know, these are just now things that black culture, our cultures, you know, our age is starting to tap into. Like, you know what? The white people act like they be having a whole lot of fun. Let's try it. You know what I'm saying? But white people been doing this shit. They be buying kayaks and shit like that, keeping it in their garage. Oh, they got whole camping equipment, you know, and stuff like that. They make fucking stores just for them, for their extracurricular. You know, they going hunting and shit like that. Unless you're a country boy, you ain't doing no hunting.
Right. I done did all. I enjoy hunting. I done did all that. And you know, riding down the river and with, you know, beers and infused
fruits and shit.
Stuff, shit like, you know, how we used to do reds and shit. But I was introduced to that. Yeah. You know, by my wife.
Right. So I was just gonna say too.
Yeah.
I think that black men in the military are more exposed to a lot of extracurricular activities, only because y'all have to do, you know, a lot of that stuff with y'all fellow battles. But the average black person ain't doing none of that.
They ain't doing that. They ain't that, because guess what? I would have never rolled down the river on a floaty with beers and you know, again, infused fruit and all that. And me and Reg did it, and you know, with a cold group of people, man. And I had the damn time of my damn life.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We did like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I probably would.
3 or 4 years in a row. Yeah, had the time of my damn life. So you're right. I agree with you.
But, so to close this one out, we are. I'm feeling like we're in agreement. Like far as in our dating standards as a culture, we put a whole lot of, we load the deck when it comes to love. Like love, like if it was a deck and we had cards on it, love would probably be somewhere in the middle, close to the bottom, versus the other thing, that the aesthetics first. That's probably why dating is. I mean, oh man.
As a whole, we can agree. We can move on from this, but as a whole, we have no choice but to agree on that.
One last thing, Neisha. So last time you was on, you said something about this, and you was talking about, and it was kind of interesting to me that you said it, because I don't think I've heard too many women say this, but I think you said something like a whole phase is important.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Well, so before you start, I want to pack this because I do have a question before you start. And I see Dre got comfortable because this is something he's probably never heard from a woman either. So you have a daughter. Would you tell your daughter a whole phase is
I wouldn't say it like that.
I knew where you were going.
Okay.
I knew where you were going, Reg.
Okay. So tell me why you as a woman, why you advocating a whole phase?
So I would not tell her like, girl, go out here and live your best life and be a hoe. No, I wouldn't say it like that. But I will say it to her and tell her that she needs to, you know, explore her options, you know, experience dating. That's how the old people used to say it to you. You know, you need to be out here dating different men and find out what it is that you like.
Do old people tell you that?
Old people used to tell you that, you know, there's a lot of fish out here in the sea, you know.
Okay.
So
maybe that's what they tell Lori Harvey.
My grandmother did. My grandmother told me that. So, and the reason why I said this is because I didn't take that advice. I didn't listen to the advice, and I got married young. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have a whole lot of sexual experience when I got married. I followed that whole, you need to be a wholesome female, you know, blah, blah, blah. I had been with one person, and then I married my ex-husband.
Okay.
Well, it was I didn't get my whole phase until after I got divorced. So if you want to call it a whole phase. But what I mean is that I didn't start experiencing like other sexual experiences until after I got a divorce. Meanwhile, a lot of the girls my age had already been there and done that in their early 20s. I didn't do that. A lot of things sexually that they had probably been experienced, I didn't experience until I was like full into my 30s.
Okay.
So that is the reason why I feel that way. Because I feel like I was too late in the game to be doing some of the stuff that I was doing. I should have did that earlier.
Do you feel like there was a knock against you?
No, I mean, I'm here now. You know, I've done what it is I want to do, but I do feel like as they say, I was a late bloomer. And you're right, I do feel like it was a knock because some of the guys that I was with was just like, you ain't never did that before.
And it turned them off, as far as in your sexual experience?
No, it didn't turn them off. You know, it may have to some people. Okay. Yeah, it may have to some, but you know, like I said, I was a little late discovering myself and finding out things that I liked sexually when I should have, because my ex-husband was unexperienced as well. So
okay.
Yeah. So that made a big difference. So that's the reason why I say that if you don't, you know, a lot of people say don't nobody want to marry a hoe. You can call it what you want. Women may not say that they're a hoe phase, but if you done slept or been with or dated more than a couple of dudes, that's your hoe phase. I don't care if it's 2, 4, 5, 7, you know, because a female may not tell you their real numbers, but the fact is that you need to have experienced other sexual relationships and encounters with other men to find out what it is that you like, because men do it all the time.
So I'm glad you said that, Neisha. So when I was going to say a whole phase might be different, and ain't no might, a whole phase might be different from is different from men and women. Guess what? Some women out here, what society would tell you, i.e., we don't know again, we talked about Lori Harvey, we don't know if she's giving it up in the bed or not. One can only assume. But at the end of the day, a whole phase could be considered for a woman having dating multiple people. That can be considered her whole phase. It don't mean that she out there giving her body to every nigga that she talks to. It just means that she talks to and she dates multiple men. That might be her whole phase, or might be considered her whole phase. Right. Bottom line is, I think it's okay to experience multiple people, because when you experience multiple people, then you can gather, you can understand, you can get a general consensus of what it is that you want, like you just said. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Like you said, at the end of the day, you know who you are now, right? And you know, you already have, you know, you divorced now or whatever. And what you know now, or what things you've done now, I'm not even necessarily talking about the bedroom. I'm just talking about encounters with men. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's a few things that you can look at, and we don't even got to go to the bed. We could just talk about the things that you like in a man. Yep. You know that your ex-husband, he didn't possess some of the shit that you like today.
Right.
And that might not necessarily came off of you giving that butter.
Yep. And I say this too, you know, I'm not knocking anybody that gets married young, because everybody's experience is different than mine. Right. But I feel as though that what you like at 15 is different than what you like at 18. And what you like at 18 is different at 21. And 21 is different at 25. Because you are still trying to learn yourself. You still trying to figure out what it it is that you like. And just because you liked it at 21 and this man done, made you have a little orgasm, baby, it's some other men out here make you have the same orgasm. But if there's some things that you don't like in that man, just because you had an orgasm, don't mean he the one for you. Mm-hmm. But a lot of women feel like, oh my gosh, he made me come and I like him so much. So, well, yeah, it's some other men that'll do the same thing.
Absolutely. So I'll kind of agree. I think it is. Would I tell my daughter? No, but I do think you finding yourself and who you are sexually is very important.
So how do you discover that, Reggie?
It wasn't with one person.
Right.
I tell you that. But it definitely wasn't with one person.
Right. But you keep it 1,000 over, Reg.
But yeah,
you're not gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell my daughter that. You keep it 1,000. You right. You're not gonna tell your daughter, hey, get out here, get the fucking. Right. You ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, that shit don't sound right at all, and that ain't nothing that you want to. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
But so
that's not what I'm trying to say. And I know you know that. But
and so I mean I want to say me because I was fucking but once Passion's mother got pregnant, me and her, I think I married at 21, but so up in between the ages of whenever I first had sex into 21, I was just out there, having sex or whatever. So married for 5 years. After that, I think that's when so I think 26 is when I hit my whole phase. That's when I got divorced. And I happened.
He was a late bloomer too.
Just happened to end up in Miami, and from there it was just like whatever, because it was just women. Every time I turned around, we was out on South Beach, we was out on Collins, we was on Ocean Ave, just so I probably is that late though at 26?
No, not really. My baby was 1 year old.
No,
as you said, as a man, is that late?
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, I think so.
Well,
we talked about this, when on our last episode with Tasha, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
but
once I went that,
I was dealing with a different caliber of woman.
I got you
from 26 to 21. So
I think for me, and we talked about it already. I think for me, once, whole phase, man.
Well, so why do you think about it? Let me say this, and you can think about it. So, okay, I did the relationship thing. I was married. We got divorced. I was out there just doing my thing, fucking in Miami, different women every week, every weekend, whatever else. That really put me in the mind frame, in the phase of, once that shit got old, I'm like, damn, I miss being in a relationship. Like I'm tired of, different woman, different night or whatever else. So that put me in the mind frame of relationship, wanting, something permanent. But right. I mean, for the most part, I don't know, this shit, was I missing something? Probably not, because I mean, you can sleep around and fuck multiple women, different women, every other weekend or whatever else. And then
I think for you, I think for you, my dog, I think for you, my dog, I think I think you went against the grain on what most men are, what happens with most men. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, when you got married at 21, right? Mm-hmm. Bro, at 21, I wasn't thinking about no motherfucking marriage, man. I'm thinking about gagging and bagging them. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, like you said, you got a taste of that. And for whatever reason, it didn't work out. Cool, whatever, we got to go into it. But once you got to Miami, then you like, oh,
look at this.
You on your Chris Brown shit from wall to wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, whereas for me, 19, 18, 19, by the time I'm 25, 26, I'm burnt. I ain't gonna say necessarily burnt the fuck out physically, but I'm burnt the fuck out emotionally. Like, man, god damn.
Just dealing with different
like this shit ain't it,
energy.
bro. Like, you know, that very thing that you did in Miami, I was doing it while you was in the crib. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a roles reverse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so ain't shit wrong with it though. Shit.
So I was just gonna say, for women, I don't think it's, for men, y'all go through a quantity of women. And I think for women, we should go through some quality of men, not quantity, because at some point as a woman, you would just be out here fucking, and you just can't be doing that. I think with women, we get a little bit more attached in relationships when we start sleeping with people. And so that to me is where I feel that you should be dealing with different type of men, necessarily different personalities, to find out which one it is that you like.
Well, so that's hard. That's very hard for y'all, because women tend to, up until a certain age, I guess, or until a certain mind frame, tend to constantly date the same man over and over again, different body, different face, but same quality, same characteristics. If you're dating dope boys at 19 and that's what you're attracted to, you're probably going to date dope boys until you're tired of that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
True. And the bad part is that as women, because mentally when you're younger, you look for who's going to take care of me, who, you know, who's offering me the most attention, who's offering me the most love, you know, or makes me feel love. And it's at 21 is not the dude that works at Foot Locker, you know, or works at Popeyes. So unless he's giving you his whole check, you know. Why are you laughing? It's not funny.
I'm listen, you are 100% right. This whole who going to take care of me and all this other shit. That shit irks my nerves every time
When you're young, these young females, even when I was young, you literally looking for almost a sugar daddy. Like, you be in love, but your boyfriends, you know, I don't know. I just want to say that you need a smart one. You need one that's accountable, responsible. You need one that's just can give you some good sex in bed. You need another one.
Hold on. I hear what you're saying. So I'm going to ask you this, and we're going to get ready to close this out. So Jada comes home, you know, and her phone is just going off like crazy. And you don't say nothing. You just chilling. Y'all eating dinner. And let's say she's grown. She's out the house, you know, but y'all having like y'all little mom, daughter get together. You know, phone just keep going off. You like, baby, what you got going on? And she just tells you like, cut things short. She tells you she got about 3 or 4 different men she's entertaining. What is mom telling her?
You sleeping with all of them?
Okay. I mean, somebody gotta give up a little sugar now, but I mean, so if she is, let's say she no. What if she said, nah, maybe 2 of them I've done something with, 3, maybe the third one of them, 2 of them we've actually had sex. The third one he's I just let him eat me.
My heart clutches pearls. Clutches pearls. I mean, honestly and truthfully, if she grown, all I could tell her is make sure you be out here being safe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you out here, you know, wrapping it up, popping your pills.
I'm pretty popping them pills. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure Drake can attest to this. We are not comfortable. We all 3 of us, we would never be comfortable with our children never. Finding themselves sexually and experiencing different people.
Right. I mean, and the truth of the matter is though that when you think about it, just like Dre said, they are, but they're not admitting that to you. So as a parent and knowing that you did that whole little thing, realistically, you got to be like, I'm not out here promoting this, but I need for you to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not encouraging this behavior, but if it is going to happen, and it probably is happening, I need for you to make sure you're being safe. Like, you're using condoms and that you're making sure as a female that you are out here protecting yourself. is nothing worse than having somebody out here sleeping with 3 and then you come out, I don't know who my baby daddy is.
Listen,
What?
I know this for a fact because I feel the same way, and I know Dre will say the same thing. If my daughter came to the house, let's say about 3 or 4 or 5 times, and out of those 5 times, she brought 3 different niggas to the house, we're gonna have to have some talks. We're gonna have to have some talks.
I don't even want to engage in
Serious talks.
My heart. Listen, my daughter is only 7 and my heart is beating so fast. So I'm gonna leave this alone.
Neisha, you probably say the same thing. If your daughter
I would. I would.
came and saw you 5 times, and 3 of those times, she done bought Tyrone, Tony, and Mike. You like,
I'm gonna say you a little loose with them cookies, ain't you? You just passing out community pussy. What's up with this?
That's where your mind automatically goes to.
Right.
That's where your mind goes to. Fucking. Like,
right.
Nah, it ain't no way she bringing these niggas over the house and they ain't a hit. Ain't no way. But listen, so,
I'm gonna need you to move out.
Listen, I'm gonna say this and then we can end it. Me as a young, I was almost scared to like bring girls home. Like I was very selective of who the fuck I brought home to mom. Like, nah, right. Like the motherfuckers, like we sit in the driveway and talk, but
can't done this.
Nah. Right. And I stayed a little cul-de-sac. We might sit out in the cul-de-sac and talk like nah.
Facts.
Man, I wish my daughter would bring in that time span being 3-4 different niggas here.
It's about being respectful. I don't believe our children would do that, but would they do it in their own house? Yep.
Well, listen, people. I enjoyed it. What you got to say, Neisha?
Nothing. I'm good.
Good.
Enjoy talking to y'all about my whole face.
You don't want to give these people your socials, how they can find you. You don't want them to find you. None of that good stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook as Neisha Ball and Instagram as Hey It's Neisha.
Hey It's Neisha.
Hey It's Neisha.
Neisha Ball. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. You're glad to have you back again. You are official alumni of Unapologetic University.
Can I get a free t-shirt? I got a free t-shirt and a headband.
That shirt looks good on you, girl.
I'm telling you. I like
thank
that.
you. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I was telling Reggie, I was like, it's
look, Dre, she got the championship, Dre. Listen, me and Dre was trying to figure this out. Like everybody gets that design. Like nobody gets the border.
What's up with
this? This is the actual.
So is the border not clean?
This is the actual logo. This is the actual logo. But everybody gets. I mean, hey, either way, I love the representation. I love the love, but like, me and Dre might be the only people that like the border. I don't know.
I like the border. I just never even realized it. I just need a t-shirt.
Yeah. It's 2 different designs on the site, but yeah. But Dre, what you got for the people?
Man, as always, I appreciate you. Neisha, thank you for coming back on with us. I appreciate it so much. Big dog, you already know it's always a pleasure us being on, man. Shout out to man, you know what? I always show love to North Carolina because, you know, we North Carolinians, but shout out to everybody in the world that's trying to do right, man.
Absolutely.
You know, and more than anything, shout out to the people that's in the South that's really struggling. Shout out to, this is the last one I got. Shout out to the Hartsfield family out there in Texas, man. Y'all hang in there, man. You know, Carisha and Justin and the babies, man. I love y'all, and I'm hoping that I'm praying for y'all every day that, you know, this weather passes, man. Because, you know, when it touches people that you love, dog, you know, it hit different. You know, I got brothers and sisters out there in Texas, man, as well. And so, you know, this weather shit ain't no joke, man. So y'all, please, you know, stay safe, and I'm praying for you, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, I got a great idea. Y'all should do a podcast host like this summer, like on a, you know, an island or somewhere, and invite
Listen, so
Be like Teen Summit in Jamaica.
Look, my head, look, nigga head might fall off.
I know we might not even be focused enough to have a podcast. But so to add on to what Dre said, like, I haven't even talked to the Hartsfield in a minute, probably a couple months. But listen, yeah, shout out whatever, to them and everybody in Texas, in the region that's being heavily affected. Hey, my heart goes out to y'all. I hope everything is going to be good. Man, listen, hard times for us, but for anybody that I know that's in those areas, I mean, if I can help in any way, y'all need something, just, let me know. To all our day one followers, watchers, subscribers, likers, everything that always supported this unapologetic thing, I appreciate y'all. To everyone that supports us in general, thank you. For anybody that's purchased merch from us, thank you. The who we got Nino for the intro outro. Thank you, my guy. Thank you for doing it for us. And Jack that makes the merch, all that good stuff. I just want to thank all the podcasters, because this is it's a growing community that, just like everything else, we don't get like the love and support that we should get, because everybody think it's like taboo to not like and subscribe and all this other stuff. And then when some of y'all get big, that's when everybody wants to thank you and show you support and love and everything else. But you looking like, damn, like, nigga, you could have did this shit when I had 2 subscribers watching me on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be my man I grew up with, or my homegirl I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure like it's some people that's near and dear to me and Dre that probably don't even show us the love and support like we think they should, which, that's subjective, but we know what support is and we know what love is, but that's a topic for a whole nother day. But as always, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Push our material out, man. We love y'all for supporting us, rocking with us, and we will be back next week. This is episode 26. We still going. I can't wait till 50, 100, all that good stuff. We not stopping. We got a whole bunch of stuff lined up, and we're gonna keep going. But as always, we're unapologetic, we're unfiltered, and we out of here. See y'all next week.
Peace. Invite me back.
Man, listen,
You know what it is. Thanks for listening to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Better follow me.